Rich, just give us your thoughts first.
Oh, clearly, James majorly disappointed. I thought our start to the game, you know, woeful. We got the ball in his first set, had a ball stolen, put him down there, and then give a penalty away for taking Rhino when he's in the air. And, you know, that's within 7 minutes of the game. So I thought our application, you know, to our execution were really poor. You know, more so on the back of, I think we've done it tough a little bit for 2 or 3 weeks, James, and we've really ended up in effort and spirit and determination. And I just felt that it were a very flat and energyless performance from us tonight. Started in a really poor fashion. I did feel after half time we had a number of players that really ripped in and tried to haul it back for us. But across the board, we'd so many players off the pace. And as I say, errors, penalties, 6 again. You're always going to be up against it, James. With such, you know, such poor execution of fundamentals of the game.
Talking of which, how disappointed were you with the last tackle plays tonight?
James, if I'm going to be really honest, to try and look at one area and pick on that, mate. I thought across the board. I thought we looked like a team with a ball that had been thrown together this afternoon. You know, I understand, mate, how at the moment we've not had a lot of continuity, particularly in our spine and in our team selection. So, you know, I wouldn't expect us still at this stage to be fully in the flow. We've got a number of players coming back after fairly lengthy injuries. We're having those names on the team sheet. But at the same time, you know, we didn't expect them to hit the ground running in one game too. But I think what we have seen from us in those last 3 games is, you know, plenty of effort and determination and an ability to compete, you know, every aspect of the game. And, you know, I didn't think we did tonight. Didn't think we did from the word go.
Would one of the positives tonight have been King's second game? He showed it well tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think the only positives that we can pull out tonight, you know, very little as a team, is some individual performances. I think you've picked the standout one. King played a really long stint, real handful when he carried the ball. He tried to whack people defensively. And I think once he got through his initial period where he was blown a little bit, I thought he put a great stint in. You know, I thought it was middle at times. Really tried hard to rally after the break, but yeah, we were so far off, James. And you know, we're not that good a team. Particularly with some of the personnel we've got out at this moment in time, that we can have guys that are so far off. You know, we need still, mate, to have 17 blokes that are, you know, performing to the right level. 3 or 4 down and it hurts you. Well, we have more than that down tonight. And we've got some senior guys missing. We've had a disjointed lineup. But what we have had over the last 3 weeks is a tremendous amount of effort and commitment. And I felt our energy was missing. And you know, I would certainly defend the opposition. You know, I think it's wrong to get away from that. But you know, we'll be looking at that performance. It'll be a long, hard video on Monday.
Cheers, Rich.
Thanks, mate.
Richie, you mentioned that the performance has been really positive the last couple of weeks. What can you put an explanation on why it would drop off so drastic? It doesn't seem to be an obvious reason why after some promising performances.
The last thing I want to do, Matt, is make it sound like I've got excuses ready. You know what I mean? Because we've had a couple of games on a 5-day turnaround, but we got a little feeling Monday, Tuesday that the same sort of chat, energy, vibrancy to a session weren't quite there. You know, we tried to, I guess, ease off on them back towards the end of the week, and I had a short team run and made the emphasis of our build-up about that sort of effort, playing a team that we knew has been playing with plenty of effort too. You know, I still think we've got 2 or 3 guys out there, you know, in some cases coming back from injury, but probably not quite where they need to be fitness-wise. And as I say, mate, our fundamental skill and execution was so poor from the word go. it put us under the pump in the first 20 minutes of the game.
You obviously brought off a few guys and they didn't come back on as soon as you'd want them to. Did that make it harder as well? Did you just feel you had to do that because of the way the game had panned out?
Yeah, I just thought we were lacking energy, and I think Brad Dwyer certainly gives you energy, and we felt we needed a little bit on that right edge. The ball players were getting all the time in the world to play. We just, plain and simply, Matt, we weren't competing hard enough in some of those areas. So rather than sit by and watch us concede another couple of tries, we tried to change the flow of it by introduction of 2 or 3 guys off the bench. And as I say, I thought after half time, some of those guys really did try hard to rally us, but not enough. And I keep saying, we are not that good a team that we can have so many players off the mark in a lot of those areas. Missing tackles, not tackling together, the ruck speed, poor discipline. So we've got a bit to sort out after that performance.
Can a few expect a bit of a spray then in video this week? It's fair to say.
Well, I think spraying people one after the other, but we've got some players here that really need to have a long hard look at our game, because we've played a lot of kids over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they've given us effort and abundance in mountains, and while our execution points have been hard to come by for the last couple of weeks for us, I certainly couldn't fault our effort, and I think we've got some, as I say, some guys that at this moment in time are short of where they need to be, or certainly on tonight's viewing, Matt, anyway. Certainly on tonight's viewing. As I said, we've not had a lot of continuity in our lineup. We've certainly not had continuity in our spine positions. 4 to 5 blokes coming back from injury. Sometimes you can look at the team sheet and think, great, Leeds are getting back to strength, but the reality is some of those guys coming back to are probably a little bit underdone at where they need to be because of those injuries. So, look, there's some reasons in there why, understanding for some of it, but at the same time, I'm not going to use that as a cop-out and say, we need to own it, take responsibility for it, and fix it up next week.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, Rich.
Hiya, Pete.
Can I just ask you about Cam Smith? Obviously, wasn't on the team sheet tonight. Is he injured?
Yeah, he's hurt his hamstring tendon, Pete. So he'll be out for a number of weeks.
And I know it's early, but Alex Sutcliffe hobbled off. Did that look like anything of a concern at this stage?
He rolled his ankle, mate. So again, I'm just straight out of the sheds. I'm not too sure. A longer prognosis on that one.